There's a few great quotes that I just want to share with you and with everyone here that I loved from the selection of essays, which I'm sure will be carried through into the book. But one great line here which says, although we're programmed to value security and safety, and we're getting really into the core of your issue here, it's not like we stick up posters on our bedroom wall of 67-year-old accountants who never took a solitary risk in their lives but get to travel to the Caribbean, as you would say, 3 times a year during retirement. So that's true, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, when you're talking about living someone else's life, I mean, they're the lives that we don't aspire to, yet they're the lives that tend to be lived.
Absolutely. It's where society, and by society, it's not vague. It's our family, our parents, our friends. They lead us towards security and safety and compliance and complacency. That's what the fuck they're supposed to do. They want you to be safe. And that's okay. But we have to live in defiance to that. You know, if we had another life or another 2, fuck, all right, well, let's live one asleep and then let's see how that turns out. Yeah. You know, but none of us value that. None of us. Yeah. And at the end of our days, the only regret that you hear is the things that you didn't do. Yeah. You know?
True.
That's what you, and you never, that guy, that prototype of a person that our family says, you know, be this, you know, make sure that you do all these things and you have a good credit score and you don't take risks and blah, 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 blah. That person is not anybody that we venerate, not anybody that anybody venerates in society. So why do we aspire to be him or her, you know? Yeah.
Just checking, has anyone got a poster of a 67-year-old accountant in the wall? Just in case we're kind of excluding people here. You never know, it's a diverse world. There's also a beautiful line which, again, I found a little bit challenging, and maybe you can help me with it, from a different essay. And it was that the absence of fear is not courage, it's insanity.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what you mean there, especially when it comes to this fear?
I mean, I think, you know, people expect that, you know, that those that go out and accomplish things are fearless, and that's ludicrous. Yeah. You know, if you look at war, you know, that guy that goes out there in the front lines and he just torches into enemy fire, just firing like a fucking maniac, that guy's not fearless. He's insane. Right. You know? Yeah. I mean, he is insane. Being a person who is courageous, you know, he's not courageous, he's insane. A person who's courageous is a person who feels fear and acts anyways. Mm-hmm. You know, and that feels the full weight of it. And I would argue to say that the more that you feel the full weight of that fear, that you might fuck up, that everybody could laugh at the fact that this project is going to fail, that your new blog, no one's going to read it, and you feel that hard, and you act anyway, you step out anyway. That is courage. You know, and that is that's the thing that's not really talked about, because you see, you know, people don't talk about their fears. They don't talk about, if they make it, then they make it, and then everybody forgets the fact that they were freaking the hell out at that publish button, or when they launched or whatever that moment was, that they weren't fearless, you know, that they just acted anyways.
Seth Godin and Steve Pressfield and these guys talk a lot about using fear as almost a measure of the thing that you should...
As a barometer, absolutely.
And do you think that's active for you? Do you, even if you're subconsciously doing it, are you tending to get attracted towards the projects that are potentially scariest in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, even travel. I mean, if fear flags up, you know, and fear, like, sometimes it keeps you alive, but most of the time it keeps you just asleep, you know, and 99% of the time it keeps you asleep, 1% it keeps you alive. And if I feel it, and I feel like terrified at this moment, then I know I got to press in. Sure. You know, because I know I'll regret it if I don't, and I'll always look at myself like a coward if I didn't do it anyways. And we all do, and those are the moments that we regret. You know, those are the moments when we think, fuck, why didn't I just pull the trigger? You know? So you have to lean in.
Yeah. We're almost out of time. I have one last question, AJ, before we open it up to our friends here in the White Horse. For you, what's been your most unexpected learning since you left that job in 2007?
That it could work. You know,
whoopee. Thanks
Yeah.
be to God
No,
for
I
everyone
ne-
else.
yeah, I mean, honest to God, I didn't leave with any plan. You know, I mean, I don't, and by the way, I'm not like a life coach. I never give that as like advice to anybody.
Yeah,
You know, just
of
leave
course.
everything you're doing. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just met that kind of crossroads where I had to do it in that moment, you know. But I never thought that it could actually work.
Yeah.
You know, but we live in a time, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10, 15 years ago it wouldn't work, but we live in a time now where it's so easy to share your message, and it's so easy to start a project and get it in the face of many, many people, you know, that it's like it's unbelievable to me that we could launch a book. We're on like a 70 fucking city book tour. Just gypsies, like, you know, I mean, I'm nothing, you know what I mean? I mean, for us to be able to do that is insane. And they were all requested book stops based on a blog. I mean, we live in that day and age.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, the greatest thing for me is like for people to take advantage of it. You know, take advantage of the fact that we're blessed to live in a time when we can do that, you know?
For sure.
Because honestly, 20 years ago, I just would have been some pot-smoking hippie, like with my backpacker bag and my wife just like, I don't know, I got it. Where would we have ended up, you know?
Well, thankfully you're not. And ladies and gents, give it up for AJ Lane.